Welcome back. Boy, have times changed.
My goodness, Donald Trump, what are you doing here?
Well, you know, it's a big week, and I'm sweeping for sweeps.
Donald Trump sweeping? Who ever thought they would see that?
Aren't they a lovely couple? Hard to believe, but that's President Trump on the Rosie O'Donnell show almost 30 years ago, back when these two were still playing nicey nice. But even Rosie admits there's been one silver lining to their ongoing beef. Watch this.
I feel like recently I'm re-famous. That's what I feel. I told my kids, well, kids, hold on, because mommy's re-famous. I don't know how it happened. I think it's Mango Mussolini. I think it's him who did it. He didn't know. If he knew how much he was helping my career and my life, he would shut up about me because, you know, he's a horrible creature.
All right, Brian, let's get out ahead of this, okay? The re-famous thing, you know, Greg's going to go there on you, all right? So let's just put it on the table, get it out of the way. All right, let's say it was done. What's your take on all
My take is she's not famous. Trump is not doing this. She keeps talking about him. So the fact that he keeps winning and she keeps forecasting his demise shows that she's off. She's obsessed with him. She's sitting there on her iPhone in Ireland talking about him. He is not talking about her. She keeps bringing up him. And if she gets some fame because of that, that's up to her and that's up to the world. She also says, I'm not interested in a late night show. Really? They offered her one? She goes, but I'm interested in a daytime show. So she, in my view, is not relevant. The only thing that makes her relevant is because her outrageous statements about the president. I haven't seen the president say anything about her.
Yeah, not in a long time. And by the way, she'll take any gig they offer her. That'll be the fastest she's ever moved in her life. Kennedy, you have some of the old sod in the blood. Did Ireland just not take here for Rosie? What's she doing back?
Yeah, it turns out that America is the greatest country on the planet.
Who knew?
And, you know, it's much easier to get services and buy things. And Amazon does not deliver in Ireland overnight the way they do here. I worked with Rosie at MTV. We were both VJs at MTV Networks in the 90s. She was at VH1. With the boring, dumpy people, and I was at MTV, where the party was. This is how we do it, Montel Jordan, 24/7. I saw Rosie in a grocery store a few years ago. And
Not at work?
No, not at work. I did not see her at work. I don't think that her past works here. Oh. But that's a great question, Brian, and thank you so much for participating in my rant. She told me that she was going to become a libertarian and that she was very interested in buying guns. So I think she will just go wherever the wind blows her, and it's a lot to blow, but I did hear from a mutual friend that we have that her facelift looks very good in person.
Really?
Yes.
I have to say she does look better, but it's a very relative assessment. So, Emily, Donald Trump has closed the border. We have record low homicides. He's trying to bring manufacturing back. There's been a lot of positive things. On the other hand, is the re-famosing of Rosie, has that been worth it?
Well, I think we've seen this, that all of those people are at their same garden party that they've been in for all of these years, and they are self-applauding, self-congratulating, and making each other crazy, right? We know this is echoing off the walls. The rest of the Americans are benefiting from all of Trump's policies and moving on with their lives. I want to point out a few, like there's a certain group that have now built their identity on the resist and having 99% of what comes out of their mouth be about him. Mark Ruffalo, Michael Moore, Kathy Griffin, George Conway, even John Leguizamo for sort of the ICE slant. And then those where their obsession eclipsed their prior fame, which, in my opinion, which would be Stephen King and Robert De Niro. Like you saw these greats decompensating. Anyway, so the point is the rest of the world just sees them for what they are, which is just obsessed with Trump and not funny. It's like the really annoying friend that won't get over their ex, and everyone is exhausted by them just talking about it the entire dinner table. So I do think, however, there's people in decision-making capacities at networks that somehow, though, are seeing this as some type of gold, again, for that small listenership that is just their tiny group of Hollywood celebs.
Notice those are all people with a lot of time on their hands, right? Yes. And so essentially that's like, you know, it's the Trump tariff. We have to pay this tariff for listening to these people to get policies that make sense. Greg, take us up.
I just want to make a point that resentment is like taking a poison and hoping it kills your enemy. Do you know who said that?
No.
Don Knotts. You know, Rosie has to stop blaming others or Trump for the decisions that she has made. He did not tell her to move to Ireland. What's amazing is that if she wanted to, he would meet with her and mend fences. He's done that before. I've seen it happen. They could actually get totally over this, become good friends, but she's carrying resentment around like a giant bag of rocks. This heavy load of resentment is everywhere she goes. This is why when she went to Ireland, it didn't fix it, because wherever she is, there's the bag of rocks. She has to like let go of the bag. It would change her life. So I'm making an offer here. I'm inviting Rosie and Mr. P on my show to bury the hatchet. I will be the intermediate. I will be the person that will bring them together. I bet Trump will say yes. And if he says yes, Rosie should say yes. Get this behind her. She'll be so much happier.
You're like the UN. I mean, I so admire you.
See, people can be spelling things.
God help us.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.